Hello everybody and welcome to this playthrough for Master Division Front 9 editions, hole 1 to 9 of a general wind mix of the Juniper Point and the Southern Pine. College Playoff 18-hole cup is what it's called. Qualifying round goes from the Tuesday up to the Friday, then you have the final round when it comes to the Saturday and Sunday. These videos here are to give you some ideas on how to play in the hole. If you're looking to improve your game even more and also have more direct, detailed information for the tournament win for Master Division Ultra Expert. Every single player that do have an active Patreon package with us will get access to this 18-hole cup, the ultimate tournament text guides that we do. That is objectively found as the best guides there is on the guide market for Golf Clash. To get them, scan the QR code here on the screen or use the link patreon.com/golfclashtommy via the description down below. You go then to the platform, you then sign up, and once you do have access, then you obviously have access to the guides as well. Not just the guides, but videos with voiceover and the Telegram support access to ask questions if you would so like. If you do enjoy this playthrough and the free content we do here on the YouTube channel, make sure that you do hit the thumbs up button, also subscribe, and then turn on the notifications. You can follow along as well via the info box by my left-hand side, I think. Follow along via the info box for the club distance adjustment, elevation adjustment, also with ball and club type I suggest you to play with. Don't miss out to watch the back nine as well for Master, combined with watching as well the back nine for front and back nine for Pro and Expert Division. Let's go to hole number 1. For hole number 4, Juniper Point, we're going to send it to green. Max top spin, 1.5 bar of left spin, and we're looking to start at max P5 line. You can see here as well that I'm using the red ring to be by the rough line to the left. Here, this is play, or what can we say, this is par 4, where having a headwind, it's impossible for you to make it over the water, and it's going to be too much risk. So then you lay up on the right, and then you have a long iron from distance, and that's actually a finicky one. It's not a simple one at all, but if we do have a tailwind or we do have a crosswind, we are going to send it. And then you have two things to choose between. One, you do a standard play, which is a max overpower trying to hit perfect, and you have the second part, which is that you are going for some sort of a power hook. And that's obviously up to you to decide, because there is risk with both. There are also positive things with both. In the end, if you're lucky, you can drop the hole in one. Not something that I expect to do, because there's many things that's gonna have to go the right way, but you will definitely see people having hole in ones on their scorecard here on hole number 4, Juniper Point. Start with a power 4 side spin 1 ball together with the sniper, just to find the min line easier with the rocket. Look to what I do with my second bounce. I want it to be just right of where it shows to be clipped by the bunker. All but half a bar of backspin and 1 right spin. Adjust is going to be max plus 10 P3. And here we're playing with no wind angles. We're playing into the funnel on the back right of the pin. And it has dropped with various wind angles. What needs to be said though is centering the ball will be important. Having some underpower will definitely have an effect, so I would definitely recommend to just be very focused and clear with that. Goes behind the pin, rolls into with nice speed, and we're getting a hole in one here on hole number 2. Get the guide on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Hole number 3, the dry P5 NMT with a luminary type of ball, max top spin 2 left spin. Then we're gonna adjust max plus 20 for the difference between the wind and 10 miles per hour. So here we adjust 2 rings. If we do have this angle, we're not gonna do anything. We're just gonna go 1 ball of left curl, max overpower, and try to hit perfect. You can hit great on either side. You can even hit good on either side. You're still gonna be fine. You have loads of fairway to play on. And when it comes to the other wind angle of T is that you're gonna have to push up to max again to try to get those extra yards. Make sure to pack the cataclysm, we need that on the approach. On the second shot here on hole number 3, we have to realize this is not gonna be, I'm not gonna sit here saying that this is gonna be an auto drop, far from, but we're giving ourselves a chance, which is the most important thing. So before spin, top of the red ring by the sand, second bounce in the middle of the dark green square row, which is to the left of the pin. 3.9 backspin together with 1 left spin. Adjust from plus 16 and plus 17 is gonna be 100% slider plus 5% elevation P5 numbers. Have in mind that cat 5 and 6 and 7 have a different aim point, meaning that you can't use the red ring with that club. It's gonna be overlapping down into the bunker slightly. After the adjustment, we're gonna do circle, break, underpower always, and then we're going to apply some tweaks from there as well. Perfect ball, we want to hit the fairway above the bunker to slow the ball down, and if we are getting lucky, we're getting ourselves an albatross. Scan the QR code here on the screen or go directly to patreon.com/golfclashtommy to try out our guide for free. You can do that via our free trial, which will be open until we have posted hole number 9 in the guide. On hole number 1, the wind 5 ball option, we start a P1 max rest, white rain to the left by the rough line with our APOC level 8. We're setting 7 top spin and 2 right spin. And here I would say that playing with a P3 plus ball is recommended. You can play with a P2 ball, but the P2 ball will give you some shaky needle, especially in the more crosswind angle. And when it comes to the the P3 ball and above, it's more or less always going to give you a slow needle. 1 ball of right curl, max overpower, and the reason for me choosing only 7 topspin is because when using max topspin I got dead bounces. So I wanted to have a controlled rollout to around 413 to around 420 yards if I could choose. For those of you that do play with Apocalypse level 5, I would recommend to set the aim with Apoc 5, make the adjustment, and then once you have made the adjustment, you swap to the extra mile, set the spins, and then take the shot. On the second shot, we're going to do a fringe check where the fringe meets the fairway. Then we're going to box in the blue ring like this. And the reason we do that is to be consistent with our landing area, because it's otherwise very easy for us to be a little bit off in the sense of like we are always going to pull down, you know, to the bunker or around the bunker, and if we're not firm with our landing spot, it's going to be an issue for us to be consistent with the result on this shot. What I like to do then after that is to set the spins to have the tip of the ball guideline approximately 1 cup before, like half a green square short of the hole, pointing towards the hole. If you are not happy with the ball guideline, you can do like I did there in the end. You can move a little bit right or a little bit left to make sure that the ball guideline is at the place you want to. Here I'm on the cusp between the yellow and the blue angle. I'm doing nothing. Adjustment is custom, meaning that in the low wind we do 1 to 1 minus 0.1, mid wind 1 to 1, and the high winds 1 to 1 plus 0.1. Scan the QR code here on the screen and get to our premium guides for tournament, tour play, checkpoint challenge. Tour play rotation is now complete in the game, so make sure to don't miss out on the tour play guides for tour 7 up to tour 13 and tournament guides for expert and master division. Take your game to the next level with our ultimate tournament text guides for the college playoff 18-hole cup. We are doing an ultimate tournament text guide for expert and master division. This for all the players that do have an active Patreon package with us. It doesn't matter what level you have, you will get access. So if you do want to try out the objectively seen best guides on the market, make sure to sign up on patreon.com/golfclashtommy, link in the description down below, or scan the QR code. For both of the divisions, we are going to do free-to-play ball alternative and paid ball alternative. Not just for max clubs, because we do cater to lower level clubs as well. You will also get access to videos with voiceover. You will also get access to our Telegram support system where we are helping and teaching players every single tournament. So don't miss this opportunity. Sign up and try for yourself and see how you can improve your game. For hole number 6, we're gonna go for a rough bump, and this is something I would go for in all winds besides a straight headwind. And the reason for that is that rough bump offers the best chance for an hole-in-one. However, though, we might need to play with a different club in headwind as we're playing very close to max distance here. So in crosswind, tailwinds, we play with a quarterback. In headwinds, we can play with the rock, or we can even play with an extra mile, Thor's hammer, or an apocalypse. Here in the video, I do adjust for a max plus 10 power 3 ball settings by using the rough bump here, bouncing just left of the pin to roll up the hill to fall then back towards the pin. As I'm only using one side spin here to the left, obviously using a side spin 1 ball is going to be enough here. So playing with a power 3 side spin 1 plus wind 5 ball here. And I do think that the wind 5 ball here is super valuable if we compare this par 3 to hole number 2, where hole number 2 we do have a lot of room for errors, where on hole number 6 we have very little room for error, and therefore I would like us to play with a wind 5 ball here for the best possible chance for a hole-in-one here on hole number 6. On hole number 5, we do want to play with a power 5 ball if we do have a slight tailwind, which we do have here, because pushing this drive to be above the rough and the sand with our first bounce is so valuable, because the other option we have is to bounce before the rough and the sand, and I'm gonna lay up for, I would call that an eagle only play. Adjustment max plus 10, and using right spin together with somewhere between 6 to max top spin, depending on what type of wind direction we have and also what type of wind strength. As we do have a minor tailwind, we're pushing up to max to make sure that we do get the full distance on this ball flight here, which, you know, we do want to get ourselves around the trees. We don't want to flirt by maybe clipping the trees if we are unlucky. The ball rolls down here nicely, and now we're going to play a short iron to pin from here. And this couldn't really be much better when it comes to the to getting an approach on hole number 5, which is in general a pretty tough par 5. Having the first bounce on fringe, in my opinion, is the best, because that will bring you consistency. Bouncing before the fringe will bring you an inconsistency instead, so recommend to do the first bounce on the fringe. Adjusting here with true club distance with a 10% over adjustment. Unfortunately, you will notice me hitting great, but with a perfect ball, this would have been very close. So, in the end, hole number 5 here offers a good chance for an albatross if we do have a wind of T that is some sort of a tailwind. If we have a crosswind or a headwind, we're going to have to lay up, and it's going to be a wood club towards the pin. But as we do have trees covering the shot then from distance, then we are going to have a very tough chance to even have a look at the albatross then from distance. So, depending on wind direction, we're going to either have some fun time or it's going to be a pretty boring par 5. Hole number 8 is a tough par 3. Here we are going to either bounce on this fairway path, or we're doing a rough bump. Now with many different type of balls, such as with side spin 4, side spin 5, we have precision balls and stuff like that. The sky is the limit on this par 3, in my opinion, where we can play for the more skinnier rough bumps without feeling that much of a risk. We can also go with backspin boost balls directly on the green and stuff like that. So the alternative that I'm showing you here is what I would classify as the simplest play, but also with the least amount of risk. Try to avoid playing on the fairway to the left, which is just there to fool you, as there is a lot of bumps on that one. So again, you can play so many different ways, but this particular play, I adjust mid, no elevation, using the rocket to ensure that I have backspin enough my club so I don't come in too hot. And here I'm playing with a wind 5 ball, obviously, to reduce the wind as much as possible. Hole number 8, Santa Ventura, tough one, but makeable. Hole number 7, super tough hole here. And here I'm going to show you an approach that gets you over to the right hand side, even though we do have some headwind. However, though, if you don't have an Apocalypse level 7 plus, then you cannot play this shot. So why do I show this shot at all? It's because playing down the left hand side is only a way for you to play so you can get yourself a birdie from distance. Because it's not gonna be a possibility to get an albatross playing down the left hand side, especially not with headwind. And that's why I wanted to show an approach from the right hand side to give us something. So max top spin, as much right spin possible, and then adjust with the yellow rain by the sand trap line there. Adjustment is max plus 10, and then we go with full curl to the right, and then we are bouncing to get nicely over here on the fairway. However, even though we're getting onto the fairway, this is no eagle that we're just saying, oh, it's locked in. Definitely not, far away, because headwind here is going to require us to either do a bounce over shot with a wood club further back and bouncing over a lot of rough, and you know that's gonna be very tough. So I decided to go for a rough bump here. However, this rough bump is not easy either. We really need to get the distance correct with headwind, because the headwind compressed the ball guideline, and as we roll through so much fairway, it's going to be so easy to go short on this shot. 10% elevation and true club distance, so in this instance we're playing max plus 10. Now you can't see that because of the trees, but I'm falling down into the bunker, and that's the reason why I'm using overpower here on the shot to make sure that I'm not gonna lose even more distance. But even if I do so, you can see how short I'm falling here now, and we need to get the ball guideline through the hole even more. Obviously, if we do have a tailwind of T, we can blast the ball down on the right hand side much easier, and even with a straight tailwind we could technically go for green with one of the wind 0 power 5 balls. So there is options in tailwind that is much more fun, but I felt it was value in showing a bit tougher approach here on hole number 7, as the easier ones in tailwind is pretty self-explanatory. Hole number 8, we have a headwind, and we're starting at P5 min line green ring, or the inner ring to be where the rough line is. Pack sniper to easily find the min line as well. We're gonna use 0.3 right spin and a light 3 backspin. Adjust is gonna be custom based, but it's gonna be 1-to-1 in the mid winds here, and this is the most headwind angle I have, which is also the absolute shit angle. But I wanted to have the video of this as well. So felt that suited well to use as a reference here. We're using 2 clicks of OP, 4 clicks of right curl. So again, that is not really what we want to have, but something we have to do, otherwise we will most likely miss left. Balls comes up the bank and it falls down into the hole for a lovely hole in one. Again, adjust for mid wind 1-to-1, low wind 1-to-1 minus 0.1, and high wind 1-to-1 plus 0.1. Thank you everybody for watching this playthrough for the front 9 in Master Division with general win for the college playoff 18-hole cup. Make sure to subscribe to patreon.com/golfclashtommy for the ultimate tournament text guides. Everyone that do have an active package will get access for this 18-hole cup. Scan the QR code on the screen or go directly to patreon.com/golfclashtommy to sign up. Thank you very much for watching. I wish you the best of luck in the college playoff tournament.